started. Our first stop will be in Aswan.
Cool! I love Aswan.
Let's start by going to the Sandstone Sphinx.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
It'll be cooler when you see it. Now, come on, let's go take a look.
What is the boat that we are on right now called?
Right now, we are traveling on a skiff, which is a shallow, flat-bottomed open boat that has a sharp bow and a square stern. We will usually use a skiff to get around, but we will be able to ride other things. We're here!
I've seen this before. This Sphinx is around 2,000 years old.
Very good. Is there anything else you know about it?
I think. Give me a second.
Speaking of old, how many years of recorded history do you think Egyptians have?
I don't know, maybe 3,000.
Kind of close. It's actually 6,000 years of recorded history.
Wow, it must be one of the earliest civilizations.
It is. It lasted from 8,000 BC to 30 BC.
That's cool.
It also influenced Greece and Rome.
Oh, I know something about the Sphinx. It was found at the Kamambo Temple, right?
Very good.
I remember now. The Sphinx was found in the Kamambo Temple, right? We said that already, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. So what else is there to the Sphinx?
Well, this is said to be in the era when King Ptolemy V ruled because of the engraved sandstone reliefs of him.
What's a sandstone relief?
A sandstone relief is a carving in sandstone, right?
Yeah, let's go to the Nubian Museum.
Ooh, I heard that Egyptians traveled a lot on camels. Can we take one to the museum?
Sure, but they travel on more than just camels in the Nile in Egypt.
What else did the Egyptians travel on?
Well, Egyptians mostly walked on foot and carried things on their heads, but they sometimes used donkeys and wagons to carry heavier loads.
Oh.
Welcome to the Nubian Museum.
It's so big.
Yeah, I know. It's around 50,000 square meters.
That's correct, Megan. Only 7,000 square meters are dedicated to the museum, though. The rest is dedicated to gardens and other public spaces.
You're not the only know-it-all here, Megan. I know that there's 3,000 artifacts in this museum.
Dude, you know that cheese is tour guide for a reason, right?
Whatever, I'm starving. Let's eat.
What types of food are there here?
We're going to be eating at my favorite restaurant here in Aswan, Al Masri.
I hope the food here is edible.
You're in luck, Megan. They have a killer falafel, and it's edible too.
What the heck is falafel?
Falafel is only the yummiest, healthiest food alive.
Falafel, actually, is bean cakes made with lots and lots of spices. It's really popular here and in the West.
Come on, the food is here. Let's eat.
Wow, that was actually pretty good.
I have a question, Emma. What languages do the people speak in Egypt?
I'm glad you asked. Modern Standard Arabic is the official language of Egypt, but 68% of the population speaks Egyptian Arabic, and 29% of the population speaks Saudi Arabic, and the rest of the population speaks other languages. Let's go to the Temple of Luxor.
It's dedicated to Theban triad and of Amun-Re and his wife and son, right?
Yeah, isn't it also built by Amenhotep III and Ramses II?
Wow, you guys know a lot about this temple. Did you know that this temple was used during the Festival of Opet, one of the most important festivals in Luxor?
I really wish I could have gone to one of those festivals.
Me too, but only if there was cake.
How's it doing?
Good.
We almost there?
Yeah.
Man, it's hot out here.
Yeah, that's because Egypt is like mostly desert and they really get rain. That's why people rely on the Nile so much. In fact, 50 million people are relying on it today.
That's true. And the Nile also provides fertile land for growing crops and, of course, water supply. Without the Nile, there wouldn't be any people, animals, or many plants here. They wouldn't have been able to survive.
I heard that they had a mild winter from November to April and a hot summer from May to October.
Yeah, and they also have warm days and cool nights.
We should have came in November. I'm sweating my butt off.
Anyways, now we can get to the museum.
Yeah, sure. This museum opened in 1975 and has lots of artifacts and relics from the tomb of King Tut.
God, I'm starving. Staring at artifacts makes me hungry.
Come on, let's eat.
Someone say food?
No.
This is the Secret Garden Cafe.
What type of food is there here?
Well, I looked at the menu and I think I want to try the kanafe. It's a pastry covered in syrup and filled with cream.
Yeah, that's correct. It's usually served during feasts and during Ramadan.
Which is the 9th month of the Muslim year,
during which the strict fasting is observed from sunrise to sunset.
But no worries, this cafe serves it year-round.
There's some leftover food. I don't want to waste it. How about we carry it on our heads like the Egyptians sometimes did?
I heard that some people can carry up to 70% of their body weight on their head.
Also, Egyptian women usually balanced baskets on their heads or supported them with their hips. However, men usually carry loads on yokes or on their backs or shoulders.
So this is the cafe?
Yep.
There's so many people.
I agree. There's 9.153 million people living in Cairo, and there's 9.75 million people living in Egypt. Over 3/4 of the people in Egypt live in Cairo.
So what's our first stop here?
We're going to be headed to the Egyptian Museum here in Cairo.
Will we ever see the Pyramid of Giza this trip?
Yes, you will see them when we travel across the Nile. But first, let's go explore Cairo.
Come on, let's go.
There's a 3-inch statue of Khufufu, an important king found in the Kom Ombo temple.
Cool. That sounds so tiny.
Didn't he commission the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world?
Yep.
Okay, anyways, would you like to see it? I don't think they'll let us touch it or hold it, but you'll still see how intricate the detail is.
Yeah,
Let's see it.
Now we're at the restaurant Zuba.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah, this is where we'll be eating dinner today.
Are we eating ash, aka flat Egyptian bread? I've heard it's made of only flour, water, and salt.
Yes, actually, we are. It's quite delicious.
The word Aish means life, I think.
Yeah, it does. The Egyptians named it Aish because it is inexpensive to make and is eaten with every meal.
Can we go see the pyramids now?
Sure.
This is the Great Pyramid of Giza, right? I heard it was made of more than 2 million stone blocks and took 20 years to complete.
Yeah, I heard that over 1,000 workers worked on it.
Both of those things are true. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the wonders of the ancient world, and it has lots of underground tunnels leading to different burial chambers.
Wow, did that Khufu guy build this place?
Well, actually, he didn't do any of the hard, backbreaking work and labor required to build a pyramid. He just commissioned it or told the slaves to build it, then gave his approval.
I feel bad for the slaves. They did lots and lots of labor for the pharaoh, who didn't even treat them fairly, not even a little.
That's how the Egyptians built temples, monuments, statues, and pyramids. The slaves worked hard underneath the scorching sun to build these magnificent architectures.
That was way too depressing. Let's go and eat some food at the Marai.
What food are we going to be eating here?
I believe this place serves one of my favorite Egyptian dishes. I think it's called the mashi shrimp.
Yes, it does serve mashi shrimp, but it also serves some other foods.
Like what?
Well, it serves stuffed cabbage leaves, rice, spices, tomato, broth, and lemon wedges.
Those all sound weirdly appetizing. Let's eat.
I never knew I would like Egyptian food so much.
The Egyptians do make some very tasty food. I take it you are enjoying Egypt so far?
It's the coolest places ever.
That is the only thing I will agree with you on.
Come on, let's get a good night's rest for what awaits tomorrow.
What's our last stop?
On the advertisement for our tour, it says we're going to Alexandria. I'm pretty sure we're going to visit the library there.
Cool, I love books. Now let's get back to the hotel. I'm exhausted.
Right now, we are headed toward Alexandria, which is located right by the delta of the Nile River and next to the Mediterranean Sea.
I heard of a library called the Library of Alexandria. Can we get books there? I love to read.
I hate to burst your bubble, but the library was accidentally burnt down by Julius Caesar in 48 BC.
That's okay. We can still talk about it on the way to the Alexandria National Museum. Bailey, did you know that the Greeks used to visit the library all the time to gain knowledge? You could have learned so much there.
That sounds awesome. I wish I could go, though.
Same.
This is the most famous library of classical antiquities. Greek literature was amassed all over the library. Oh, look, we're here.
This place looks cool.
Wow, the Alexandria National Museum is huge.
It is 3,480 square meters big and holds around 1,800 artifacts.
That sounds awesome.
Let's go take a look inside.
Whoa, look at this tomb.
Yeah, if we go inside the basement, we'll see a whole basement filled with mummies.
Can we go see it?
Of course.
Look at all these mummies. I wonder how they are made.
Well, these are the 7 steps of mummification. The announcement of death. The first step was to let the people know that someone had died. The second step is embalming the body. The second step was taking the body to be embalmed. And the third step was the removal of the brain. The fourth step was the removal of internal organs. The fifth step was the drying out process. The sixth step was the wrapping of the body. And the seventh step was the final procession. Also, the higher the person was in their social class, the more their mummy got decorated.
I'm also pretty sure this was because the Egyptians believed in afterlife.
There's a 2.2 meter statue of Isis.
Isis
Is the daughter of the earth god Geb and the sky goddess Nut,
and
the sister of deities
Osiris,
Osiris, Seth, and Nephthys. She was married to Osiris, the king of Egypt. Isis was a good queen who supported her husband and taught the women of Egypt how to weave, bake, and brew beer.
Found in 2001. Do you guys want to see that?
Definitely.
This looks cool.
Looks like we're all a bit hungry.
What restaurant is today?
It's called Gad.
God, what?
No, this place is called Gad. Although Egyptians believe in many gods, and the most important god was Amon-Ra.
Anyways, Gad serves food like fulmamanas, which is a fava bean stew made with fava beans, olive oil, spices, and lemon juice. It also has salad, an Egyptian spiced drink. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up our tour.
But I want to say here, it's so awesome here.
So many cool things. Everything about them is cool. The way they talk, the foods they have, the places we have visited, even their history.
I know it's very sad, but at least you got to see it.
Yeah, I will be doing this again sometime.
Me too.
So that's what happened during our tour of Egypt.
We all had a blast learning and eating their food.
See ya, and don't forget to visit Egypt sometime. You'll be amazed at what you find.